and year. So today is 8th, and we have from the economy. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sorry, I was off for a
Yes, we
moment
can
there.
hear you now.
Okay. Sorry, I was off for a moment there. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see Euro
Yes,
JPY.
your screen is visible, sir.
Okay. All right. So let's do Euro USD. Let's see Euro USD. What do we have for Euro USD this week? Okay. So let me go from the weekly time frame. All right. So you see that Euro USD, after we swept here on this monthly, this low, see that we started the push that we expected, right? So we're expecting this high still to go. So let's go to the weekly. So I said last week that we're expecting what? An expansion. Remember what we said, that after the monthly low was swept, we're expecting a weekly to confirm an expansion by closing bullish with this candle. This candle was a candle that we're expecting to close strong to the upside. So if this candle close strong, you know that you can just expect price to do something like this and continue. So you see that last week we got that. So we are very much interested in trading Euro USD buys, right? So let's see the daily. What's happening on the daily? The daily did something also last week, and it's already reacting. See this high? This high sponsored the break of structure. Can you see on the daily time frame? And there was also a point where price touched before it broke. So it made this place to become a very interesting zone for us. So now what has price done? Price has gone back to that daily line, as you can see here. So let's see H4, what H4 is saying. So I'm expecting an expansion on the H4 before I continue. So when I was doing my morning study, as at the time, see this long wick that is here. This candle was currently forming like this, but it did not finish forming. So I was already expecting that it should be expanding, so that maybe we can expect something like this today. But between then and now, you can see that the whole momentum that was coming in at this point has died down with this long week. So, and this is a problem. Is a problem for us now. So we cannot continue with our buys yet, because H4 that was supposed to give us an expansion and take this high. Now see what it looks like. Oh. See the line chart now, right? So supposed to do something like this, close with a body, so that we can confirm an expansion. But now that price has, that price looking like it's exhausted, so it's now coming back down with a week like this. See that the expansion is no longer intact, so we cannot do anything with this guy. So what we're going to do now for Euro USD is to just stay clear. Okay, I mean there is still 1 hour 43 minutes before this candle closes. So if this one closes bullish like this, will confirm expansion, then we can expect a buy. Or even if it closes like this, then the next candle comes and does something like this, we can still expect a buy. But from the monthly information that we have gotten, we got the monthly low sweep, we got the weekly expansion, and then now we're expecting daily. So daily now price touch that daily key level. So now we want H4 expansion so that we can now play along. But for now, we are not having that, so we cannot trade. So you're probably wondering, why haven't I looked for a trade on this thing? Of course, coming from the monthly, the pip counts on the weekly and daily is going to be very big. So we need something that is, smaller and more reasonable, so that we can have a better reward to risk ratio. Imagine I want to take this trade from the weekly time frame, because yes, actually there's a possible entry on the weekly. This is how the trade will be. And I enter like this, put my put my SL below here. That's about 200, almost 130 pips. No, that's too much. Okay, that's why we're trying to refine it to make it something more reasonable. Then we can trade. Okay, so for now, I need the H4 of this guy to do this. So is either the H4 does this or maybe price. Listen, pay attention to what I want to say now. Or maybe price just wants to do a deeper pullback to this guy and buy. So we can never tell. So if the H4 expands where it is, I'll be focused on there. But if price starts to drop, I'm not going to just change my bias because we still have all of this fair value that price can touch and do what and start the move. Is that okay? All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. So that's that for Euro USD. So let's see another one. Let's see another one. We look at GBP USD. Nothing on GBP USD. I'm not looking at this. Let me clear my charts. Okay. Let's look at it. So of course the same view as that Euro USD. The same idea that we had for Euro USD is what we also have in here. Monthly sweep. So usually we should come for the high, right? Let me see the weekly. Of course, G already did weekly expansion right from time, but he didn't come for that. Let's see the daily. Let's see what price is currently doing. Okay. So what GU did last week is to do this, mitigated. This is now a new expansion. Price has not yet come to this guy yet. And then I also had this key level here like this. So these are the places I'm expecting reactions. These are the zones that I'm expecting reaction. So we have this huge fair value gap. Will price, take everything down to this guy? It's possible, but I don't know if it's going to happen. So what I can do is I can position myself at the most recent line, which is this guy. So this most recent line now, I'm going to see for an alignment. If I get H4, if H4 should give me an expansion, like price just does a change of character like this, I can now be very much interested in this zone. Please, I hope I'm still audible because
Yeah, it's
Zoom
very
is
loud
saying
and
that
clear.
my
Very loud and clear.
okay. Thank you. All right. So yes, I'm looking at this line now. So we have here. Okay, thank you for the feedback, please. I really appreciate it. So we have here and then we have here. All right. So right now I'm going to here to see if price will react nicely to here. If it does, then I'm going to look for a buy. So Euro USD, we are bullish. GBP USD, we are also bullish. So we just need price to come into our areas of interest, and then we are good to go. Let's do gold. Let's do gold. Let's look at gold. What's happening on gold today? So let me start gold analysis from the highest from the highest time frame because there's something I want to show, something I want to look at. So this month, right, started with sweeping the previous month high and then started to reject. Oh, that's interesting for itself. Now the weekly came and has done the same thing here. Last week swept the week before last high, also indicating downward movement. Is it not? Okay, so that is that. So we also swept, we had this, we also, okay, yeah, we swept this high to come down. Is it not? Good. Those in the boot camp will see this and will really appreciate what's happening there on gold. Is that okay? Now let's check the daily. So the daily now, we're supposed to have, we had an expansion here on the daily. Actually, it was small, but it's there. Look at the line chart. Can you see? That is there on the line chart. We had an expansion. But the problem with today now is that today opened and swept yesterday's low. Can you see? Today open and swept, sorry, today is Monday. So today open and swept Friday's low. So that is why this bullish momentum is coming into the market. So we are feel very bearish on gold for now. So what I was looking at is this zone. I'm looking at this zone. This is the last expansion to the downside. That was, interesting to me. You can see this now. So I want price to come here and trade. So the reason for this strong move to the upside is because of today is currently sweeping the low of Friday. And of course, you know what happens? This is part of the things that we look out for. Normally when a previous day swept, price tends to go for the high of that candle. So I'm very, very cautious now what I do around here. Just imagine today comes and stops somewhere here. Today comes and stops somewhere without touching this our area. So that means today will now serve as inducement. Okay, then price will now go tap our area and then start the sell. But if today continues this very strong bullish momentum and then probably goes into even do an expansion like this, I'm going to hold off for any sell. In fact, I'll hold off doing a sell or a buy. Why? Because now we're having a reason to buy from here. I'm also having a reason to sell from here. So, price always tends to go into some kind of sideways move when such situation happens. Price tends to go into sideways move. So we are going to be very, very careful now. Please listen, if this today did not sweep the previous day, that's the previous candle, that's the Friday's candle, I would have not even had any problem. I'll just look for a sell around here straight. But the reason that this yesterday, Friday's candle was swept at this low, we need to be very careful what we are doing here. Why? Because when the previous day's candle is swept, price tends to go for the high. Okay, so you see that our sell now is in jeopardy because of what has happened from this morning. Is that okay? So what we are going to look for is to see how today closes. Okay, if today can play around here and close, today's candle will now serve as inducement. So tomorrow we'll just look for price to touch our sell expansion, and then we can fire down. Is that okay? So that is what I'm looking at for gold. Okay, gold has been showing us so many reasons to sell, so many reasons to sell. So I'm looking at selling it, but I need to sell it I need to be cautious with the way I do it, so I don't just get too I don't get too okay. All right.
So,
So that is it's just this today that is
yeah, good
giving
morning.
us the information to be very careful. Good
Sito,
morning,
good
Mr.
morning.
Jerry.
Yeah, good morning, Sister
Good
Bond. Good
morning.
morning, everyone. I believe we had a beautiful weekend. Yeah, like you
Morning, sir.
correctly said, whenever we have sweeps on the higher time frames, I think their impact or effect is always more pronounced. So the sweep
Yes.
we had on the weekly is still holding
Yes, it's
currently.
still holding.
It's still holding. So the sweep we are seeing on today's on Friday's close, which is today, is still in place. It's still working place. So we can't pay much attention to it. So we pay more attention to the higher time frame impact, which is what we have seen played out on Friday on the weekly. So as it is, most likely what we are going to have is that price will pull up slightly like it's done, and then maybe take out that inducement for today and then sell from there. We are still going to go, market is going to go down for this week. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that level, that line you drew should be like 61.8 of that drop of that Friday's movement. Can you put
Let
your
me check
5-minute?
it out.
Let's see. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, it's
So
just
between
below
that,
50.
so between that 60 and 50% level is where price may likely go
Should
and find a
expect.
strong resistance there and then collapse completely. So we can pay attention in that zone. Yes, exactly. Good. So, and that's where you had the fair value gap last week, Friday. The sell that happened on
Yes.
Friday. Look at the bearish candle by your left. The full bearish candle by your left. Yes, that's where you have a fair value gap. So this particular top that we have seen now is going to be like an inducement, and then price enter into that zone, tap into the 61.8 level or 50% level, and then drop powerfully. Yeah. So remember your fears is happening on today, which is a current candle. It's that today's candle has not yet completed. And two,
Yes.
the
As I know,
sweep
it's
we had,
completed.
was last week, a higher time frame sweep on the weekly chart, also monthly. So we pay attention more to the higher time frame effects. So that's my view for this week. Thank you.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you, sir. You're still sharing the same idea. As me, I still want to sell from here. I still want to sell from this fair value gaps. I need this to be my inducement. Okay, and then we'll now drop. So let's see how that goes. Maybe inside of here we can look for a possible sell. I'm still bearish on gold. The information for sales has just been a lot. That's just it. We have a lot of information for sales from the monthly to the weekly. All right, and then daily did this yesterday. Daily did an expansion here. Okay, it's just the way it opened, but then again, that can still be as an inducement for a trade. Even if it doesn't happen today, tomorrow we are still going to look for those sales. So, so let's stay positioned for the sales that are looming on gold. Thank you very much, Mr. Jerry. Okay, can we check USD card? Looking at USD card. So I think on Friday, one of us was asked that we look at USD card, and then we predicted the drop because let me see if I can remember what we were looking at that I warranted that drop. We're looking at so many things. There are so many reasons for that. Let me check from the monthly. Yeah, that was it. See now, had this on the monthly, and then the weekly gave us this huge expansion candle. Can you see? Look at the line chart, you see it clearly. You see this that huge candle funded all these expansions here, and of course this other expansion. So on the daily now, that's needed a zone. Where was our area of interest again? On the daily, I think here. I think where was it? I think it was from somewhere, one of these fair value gaps or something. I think this fair value gap was our area of interest. So price just tapped on it and fell to the downside. So what happened now on USD card is that USD card has gone into somewhere that is very interesting for us, and that is this. Some people will see this order block, which is very valid. Some would see this area that looks like a key level. Okay, so you see we have this candle now is serving as our inducement. Is that okay? That candle is serving now as our inducement. So what is going to happen for USD card to buy now is that we're going to have a sweep of this guy like this, and then we start to buy. So we need a very strong alignment. You know, since we are coming from the weekly time frame, our alignment should most likely come on the daily. Is that okay? So we are not going to just buy instantly, because you have seen the momentum that price is using to drop into that zone. So we need to be very, very wise about the way we approach it. See, we had a sweep here, right? We had a break at all of these zones. Okay, had a sweep, we had a break at all of those zones. So this is now inducement. So you know what happens now. You remember our sweep break, and then inducement setup. Price likes to come back for the inducement and do what? And buy. So because price wants to come up for inducement and buy, does not mean you should just go and place a buy. This is already, let me check how many pips. This is about 400 and something. So of course, you know that to get a better reward system, something has to happen here. You need to get something. Maybe what's it called? An expansion. I would have said a fully bearish engulfing, but that candle would have to be a very big candle. Why? Because look at the previous, because look at how big the previous candle is. So they're going to be more careful and more cautious at this zone. So I want price to just give us something like this, and then you can now start to buy back to the upside. Okay. If we don't get a proper alignment, we're going to leave this trade alone. Okay. All right. So remember that Euro USD card, they're coming from all of these lows here. They're coming from all of these lows here. So price is just trying to continue that buy. Okay, that started from here. So it has more breakout struggle to the upside. It even came to break here. So you see that we're just trying to continue the buy. Okay. So that's what we are looking at for USD card. Okay. So can we go ahead and see some other one or two things? Let me see what's happening on CAD JPY. What's happening on CAD JPY? Okay, because JPY has done something very significant. Last week, that is this was on Friday. Yeah, Friday came with this huge candle that came to violate all these highs. Can you see that? Friday came in with a huge candle that violated all this, and this was very, very good for us. See, look at the line chart. You see, so this all of this now, price also took it. So we expect price to trade back into this zone, and then we buy. So that is what I'm looking at now for CAD JPY. So for the people in the boot camp, you can see what we did here. You can see why price is reacting from this place very nicely. Criteria met, and also this one. All right. So this was always a very huge sign that CAD JPY will buy, which is the reason why we tried to buy at that point. So we caught this trade. When we go to the H4, we caught this buy here. Okay. So after this buy now, we now had a pullback for the lower side, and then you know what, and then a new buy. So what's the next view now? So we are here. This guy now will serve as our inducement. Okay. And then price can now do what? Trade into this one, and then we continue the buys. Okay. But this guy is very bullish. I want to see where he's going to possibly trade. So give me a second. Let me check the higher time frame. I want to see where we are possibly going to trade to. Maybe this high, but I'm not getting. Let me see. This was where it started. Okay, so possibly we may come for this high, but for now, we'll just be taking our profit along the way. All right, so we are very bullish on this JPY pairs. I think all JPY pairs are showing signs of bullishness. So we just have to play along. Okay, so I'm here now for CAD JPY. All right, let's see CHF JPY. What's happening on this guy? Okay, CHF JPY is doing something significant here. The previous day candle was swept, so you should be looking for the previous day candle high. All right, so the H4 gave us an expansion here. Can you see? So you see the way this thing works. You see where we go from the daily, the H4, and beyond. So what are we looking at for now? Let's check for fair value gap zones. Okay, you can see that we have all of this. We have all of this fair value gap that is forming, and then we also have something that is here. We have this kind of situation. So if this guy, so we can look for confirmation here, because price has tendency of coming for this one. All right, if you remember our QMR, situation, we have a sweep, a break, and then something like this. You know, price likes to come for this one, you know, just like a final drop and then a big push. Okay, because there's liquidity that is lying down here. All right, the liquidity that is lying down here. But at the same time, this is where our expansion occurred. So if I go to the 3 hours, 2 hours, you see that you can even draw the lines from those highs. So if at this zone now, we can look for a continuation, a confirmation to continue this buy. Is that okay? So maybe on the H1 M30, we definitely should get something inside of here that will buy. Else, it just wants to come down, you know, make one last push to tap this guy. When it taps this guy, it's going to come in with momentum. Remember the way CAD JPY trade, you know, kicked up. It just kicked up because he had some liquidity below that he wanted to cover. So after covering all of those lows, okay, he now did what? He now started the buy. So we have two zones of interest, which is number one, this guy, and number two, this guy. So we'll get those two out of the way. We are fine. So we are fine to buy. Okay. So that's JPY pairs are looking very interesting. All of them looking very, 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 very interesting. See the same thing for Euro JPY. But we just need pullbacks. We just need pullbacks for all of them. We'll get the pullback, we buy. Any problem is that currently the pullbacks are not forming. Okay. This one is the same thing now. It's the same thing. See, sweep of the previous day's candle. So you should come for the previous day candle high. So sweep of the low of the previous day, should go for the high of the previous day's candle. Okay. H4 has done alignment. See now. Had alignments. We had alignment here, another one here. So it's almost imminent that we're going to come for this high. So if we can just get one last push, you know, so that we can join in at a very better price instead of just pressing buy and then having a large SL. So this one can come in This one can come in like this. Let me see. This is just using the 3 hours information. We can trade it like this. Can we get at least a 2R? Okay, 1.8. Can just look at 2R. Okay, this high is still here. So yes, we can still get 2R. Okay, I can probably get 3R. But for now, since the trade is like that, let's just keep it at 2R. Since 2R is very close to this most recent DOL, which is this guy. So let's see this guy now. So there's every possibility that we just do a tap and then we continue. Let me see 2 hours. Let me see 2 hours time frame. Yeah, 2 hours is looking very good too. Just the same thing that's happening on 3 hours. Yeah, let me see 1 hour. Okay. So this zone is fine. You want to refine, you can refine to the inside of here. Let me see. You can refine, but you want to take it like the way it is. So all you just have to do is go to the H2 or H3 and then just take it from the expansion. Okay, look at the line chart, just take it from the expansion. Your SL can just be below the fair value gap candle. So this is a nice area that we're looking at to continue buying, JPY, that's Euro JPY this time around. Is that okay? All right, so that's that. Somebody's saying GG. So what of them GG? All of them are buying. All of them are buying. All of them are buying. Remember, where I think somebody pointed out GJ for us. In one of our last classes, it was from this guy. It was from this sweep. So I said, we're going to come for this guy. We're going to come for this guy. I'm going to come for this guy. I think I have the trade on this GJ. Yes, I do. I checked it this morning. So that means it's still running in profit. So what happened was when we came here, the trade was from somewhere here, from this fair value gap. From this fair value gap. This was held over. This was held over the weekend. Was from this fair value gap. So the entry was from this fair value gap. So it just has to go for this high, right? It has to go for. There's so much momentum from JPY. See the way we have cleared this high with body, went on to clear this high with body, still did a new expansion. So come on, it just had to happen like that. All right, just had to happen. So this was where, if I go to the line chart, you see that this was the last expansion. Can you see that? That was the last expansion. So you see, price just likes to do what? Price just likes to trade to expansions and, re-expand. So price wants to just, expand, retrace, expand, retrace. Then sometimes they can accumulate, expand, retrace, expand, and all of that. Is that okay? So that's just the way it is. So what price simply did is to look for the fair value gap, a nice and comfortable place to trade from, which is this place. Okay, there's a very nice entry model that is happening here. That's where the trade came from. So that's the buy. So this guy is going to run all the way. I think that's marking there. That's asked for GJ. GJ is going to run all the way to this high. GJ is going to run all the way to this high. Okay. So let me see. Is there a way to join? Let me see. This was the last expansion. So the next expansion will be here on the H4. To be there on the H4. So let me see the H3, H2, H1. It's not neat. It's not neat enough. But this one is trying to form a fair value gap now. So let's see. Maybe when price takes this guy now, this may now be where price will just carry from. Is that okay? That's just the only way I can see a possible re-entry. Okay. H4 is going to be closing in an hour. So if H4 can just close above this line like this will now be a confirmed expansion. Then you can now go to the H1 and then maybe let's just hope that this fair value gap stays intact. This fair value gap stays intact. Then we can now do it. This can now be your next place to join to reach the high. So something is that when price is close to DOL, right, it does not really do deep pullbacks again. Please don't write on my screen again, please. Thank you very much. All right. So that's that. That's that for GBP, JPY. Okay. So let me check GA and then I think we'll be good. We'll check GA and then we'll be good for today. Let me check the higher time frame. Okay, GJ is doing something. GJ is giving us buy and sell information. So let's first dissect the buy. The buy came from here. The buy came from here. the people in the boot camp will know very well why I'm drawing it exactly from there. This is a key level, a very interesting key level. And then there's also what? There's also this huge fair value gap that's happening here. So price just had to fill it up and buy. So that's one. Two, the sell. There's also this key level that was lying down here. Can you see price was playing with this guy, playing, and then he now broke that area, leaving behind what all of this here, what's it called? Not imbalance, inducement. So price has now gone on to do what? Gone on to tap the key level, and then it started selling. Is that okay? So you see, we are buying from here and selling from here. So let's see the daily information. Okay, before we go to the daily, still on that weekly, you see that last week did something significant by creating this expansion. Are you seeing? So this is why I was more inclined to sell, because for the weekly time frame to respect the sellers more, it means that price may be looking to actually sell, go up here, sell all the way till this low. Is that okay? So that is what I'm looking at now for GBP AUD. Looking at that sell information. So let's see what that looks like on the daily. Let's see what that place looks like on the daily. Okay. There's a fair value gap on the daily. There's an imbalance at that zone. You can refine this to this guy. You can refine it. Let me hide this one. You can refine it to here. So let's just see. Today is sweeping the previous day low. I think weekly is also sweeping the previous week's low. So that's a sign for us to know how we're approaching it and approach it smartly. But this is nice. So when price comes inside this zone, we're going to know our next line of action. Okay. So that's that. BTC. BTC is bullish. BTC is bullish. BTC is bullish. BTC is very bullish. I was looking at this BTC over the weekend. This was where I was analyzing it. I don't know. I was looking at it with somebody, just looking at it. So this, you see, after we touched this line, we had an expansion here. So price needs somewhere to come and work with. And you see, there was already a sweep here. Look at it. This was where the sweep happened. So price just came back for that zone. Okay. And then we now had a push. So now let's see. Yesterday did a fully bullish engulfing candle formation. Can you see these two candles? Yesterday fully engulfed the day before. So BTC is looking to buy, right? Let's see the H4. Okay, the H4 already triggered. The H4 already triggered at this entry area. So we are looking for a new expansion, which has happened here. Okay, now let's see H3. Because the BTC should buy. BTC should buy. We just need a nice place to join in. Just need a nice place to join in. Okay. Let me see. Let me see.
It may likely extend up. It may likely extend up a bit and then come and use the base where you have that line, the line you drew at the top. You come and use it as a not that point. Yes. Yeah. You come and use that as a base. So it might likely continue extending maybe for the next 2 to 3
Let me check 4 hours. Okay. Yeah. So
yes. Yeah. So
we
may have it continue extending further, and then exactly it will come and use that as a base for the re-entry.
Yes. Because when it starts this strong move, like it does not do deep pullbacks.
Yeah.
I was looking for something that was close by. But if there's anything that is deep, it would have been in this 1 hour time frame. This guy here.
Yes.
This is what is looking.
Yes, if it's going to make a deeper pullback, it will come to that zone. Yeah.
Yes, it's going to come here. All right. So let's look at these two zones. This zone though does not have does it have FVG? Okay, that zone has been very, very well accounted for. Okay. All right. So let's just see. Maybe this is a zone where if you don't have a fair value gap, you just wait for price to give you something on the lower time frame. Okay. Without a fair value gap, you can go to the H1, M45 or M30, and you get something like this. You can now trade alongside. But this is still very bullish. This is still very bullish. For the fact that price has reacted nicely from this line that I was looking at, price should come for this place. Price should come from this place, okay? Because this is the high that started all of. So it was, let me just draw it like this. So we have something like this. This is the expansion. And then this is now the retracement. So now that price has come inside the expansion, it has to do what? Go back for the retracement. So if it does something like this again to, to find something, when you find what it's looking for, it's going to have to do what? Come back for this guy. So that's how price moves on. That's just simply the way price moves. Okay. So that is that for me for currencies. Okay. So you see, we don't always need to spend too much time doing analysis. We don't need to spend the whole day. It's either is there or it is not there. Okay. So let's see synthetics 1 or 2. And then we'll call it a day. Let me see 20. Start with 20. Network is slow. Okay, so this zone that I was looking at for 20, price came for a deeper pullback, but it's still valid because let me show you. Let me show what I was looking at. Oh, what's happening? Price came for deeper pullback. Okay, yes. I was looking at the whole area. Where is it? Where's my arrow? Yeah. So this is the whole area. This is the whole area. So price came, tapped on this, just swept the low, and then started buying.
Yeah,
That
he
okay?
swept it.
So,
He swept it yesterday, and then
yes,
really swept it. He took off from there.
started it. Nice. Yes.
I
So
told them
there's
on the trade there. So I actually took this. I was watching till when it gets to the smaller other block, and then it swept that point, and then there was a small 5-minute candle that closed as a serious bounce, and that was how I got in. So where we are now, price is trying to find some little correction and then continues, or maybe make a deeper correction.
It will continue. So let's see. Let me see the 2 hours. Okay. There may be a pullback. There may be a pullback.
Yes, absolutely.
Let me see. A pullback before we continue.
I think if we can make a good expansion on that 2 hours or on these 4 hours, once he makes a very nice bullish close on the 4 hours, then we can wait for the pullback. Secondly, just slightly above where the price is now, the candle is the current 4 hours candles trend top. There's a point by your left, a previous resistance. So
yeah,
that could
that's
send it back. So that could send it back to make some little correction.
Price is currently fighting with this zone. So this high is very, very crucial now. Let me draw it out. See this high now is very crucial. The moment price breaks above here with a body like this, then this high and this high is eminent. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
And when price takes this place with the body, then this high has to go, and then maybe eventually this high. So that's what
most likely it's going to take it out. It's going to just fight a bit and then
yes. It's looking nice. Okay. So that's a vol 20. Okay. So let's see some other one or two. Flip.
Look at
this is
look at X3, S3, and then
Flip
X1 as well. Yeah.
Okay. I'll look at that. Okay. Flip X3 is looking to sell. Looking to sell from this guy. Looking to sell. Okay, I think already we did something. We talked about price already.
It tapped into
this guy that wanted to sell from.
Yeah.
And then it's now currently at this zone. This
yes,
is where all
it has
this
tapped severally. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I'm
Let me see the daily again.
waiting to see if it's going to give us like a sweep of those three trades, 1, 2, 3. If it can give us a sweep to take out the liquidity, and
It
then
has swept, oh. It has
it
swept
has
this
swept
too.
already. Oh, okay.
It
That
has
was
swept.
early today.
Yes.
So we might have it go down from there completely. Mm.
So this is the view. That is the view. So the fact that it has swept now, the problem is the way it took. This is a fully bullish engulfing candle formation.
Yeah,
So if this is a sign to buy, so price should just do something like this to violate this already strong bullish
yeah.
momentum. So if price can close below this zone, then we can now continue all the way till this drawn liquidity low here.
Okay,
So
that candle
Q3
is
is
a bullish
looking.
one. Oh, I thought it was a
Yes,
bearish
yes. This
candle.
candle was it. This candle is a
Oh,
strong bullish
bullish.
candle.
Oh, I
That's the
see.
that's the
I was thinking
yes.
it's a
So
bearish
that's why I
candle.
cannot.
Yeah, you
Okay,
have
okay.
to wait. So it's most likely going to sweep,
Yes,
those zone properly. Tap into, maybe we'll go pick the trade at the 5 minute chart of that box that you drew, that shaded box. Look at where you have
yes.
by your left, where you have the trade, the wick by your left. No, come to your left, the other block candle. Yes, look at that wick there, the wick of that
Mm,
bullish candle. Yes, you could go there, tap into it, or probably sweep it and then pick up from
yes,
there.
yes. That can very much happen because price is playing here a lot. Price is playing here a lot. It's consolidating. So we don't have trades for consolidating markets. So we just need to wait for it to simmer down, give us a direction. Then we can play along. Then we can play along. Let me see flip one and then okay, flip one is running away from us. Flip one is running away from us. Flip one is running away from us. We're looking at this guy. Came very close, and then evaded the zone. No problem. No problem. Now, this is the next expansion on the daily. This is the most recent expansion on the daily time frame. Okay. So I'm expecting price to come here and buy. But now something has happened. See, see today, right? See what today did from the top. See what today has done from the top. So we should be, let me see what the 4 hours. Okay, see. 4 hours is giving us an expansion and a fully bearish engulfing candle formation, but it's not a finish forming. So that's something to be very careful
The
about.
daily candle that swept yesterday's high has not closed yet. Do you understand? So,
Yes.
but we might have it come to tap into that place that was taken out. Yes, that your line that you drew at the middle of that bullish candle of the expansion. Yes, you might have it tap into that zone and then resume back the bullish move, and then we'll see how it's going to close for the day. If it closes sweeping that yesterday's candle with a bearish body, then we can know it's going to still go down further. May
Okay.
likely go down further. Yeah.
All right. All right. Please, you are seeing my screen now. Chris said my sharing is paused. Please, I hope my screen is up now.
It's
Okay.
paused.
So that's going to be is paused.
Okay, it's moving now. Moving now.
Okay, because I saw it was paused, so I was able to rectify that. Okay, so I think we have um, we have exhausted
Can we check?
our instruments
Oh,
for
we don't have
today.
time again. I was thinking we should
Yeah,
check 60 and 80. It's fine. Thank you.
yes, the time is okay. No problem. So I thank everyone for stopping by. We're going to have a good week. I'm seeing it is looking good. It's looking good. Should be able to catch some nice stuff this week. Okay.
Yes,
So
so
what just have to do is follow us in the live sessions. And if we have the trades call, we'll just drop it on the group for us. Okay. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, and have a lovely day. Have a lovely week, fruitful week, and of course, a profitable week. Goodbye. See you tomorrow.